Now, with the conflict in Iran, stay strong and stay informed by making the new Freedom 96.9 and Freedom969.com your first choice for talk radio in Oklahoma. Freedom
Weather.
Here's your Oklahoma City AccuWeather forecast. Today will be mostly sunny and very warm with a high of 80. Expect breezy conditions this afternoon. Tonight will be mainly clear and increasingly windy with a low of 59. Tomorrow, winds will gust past 50 miles per hour, bringing cooler temperatures along with intervals of clouds and sunshine. Gusty winds may blow around unsecured objects. Tomorrow will have a high of 66, but temperatures will fall into the upper 40s. Monday will be partly sunny and chilly with a high of 49. With your Oklahoma City AccuWeather forecast, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
The views and opinions expressed in this broadcast are solely those of the speakers and other contributors. These views and opinions do not necessarily represent those of this station. The new Freedom 96.9, Oklahoma's talk radio.
Broadcasting live from the command center of Freedom 96.9 in Oklahoma City, it's McRoof Fortifies Oklahoma, saving lives, protecting property, fortifying Oklahoma, one roof at a time. I'm Rick Allen Lippert here with Hague Certified Master Level Damage Inspector, Oklahoma Licensed Public Adjuster, Fortified Evaluator, and IBHS Fortified Roofing Contractor, Scott McCullum.
Hey, good morning, sir.
Hague Certified Wind and Commercial Roofing Inspector Scotty McCullum is out on a job this morning. We hope to hear from him in the second half of the show. But off probation today, Retro Radio Randy.
Oh, no.
Is this thing on? Is this on?
He thinks he's running the show today. Anyway, welcome back to the land of the talking.
Thank you, sir.
Now, you can talk to him when you call 405-608-4377. We are live streaming the show today on the YouTube channel. Scott's waving at you right there. We're also streaming the audio on freedom969.com. We'll start, as usual, with our trivia question and other interesting tidbits, including the word of the week, and this one is one you've heard many, many times. The phone number again to answer the trivia question or to just ask a question, 405-608-4377. We're also using that number to give away tickets to the Home and Outdoor Living Show that's coming up in 2 weekends. So write that down, 405-608-4377. Now, assuming young Scotty McCullum calls in, we'll hear his view from the rooftop, literally from a rooftop.
Yes, we will.
And we'll have some After the Storm tips brought to you by Roof RX, and we'll wrap up with Dad's Wisdom. Coming back from breaks, of course, some outrageously historical trivia. Now, guys, I called Freedom 96.9 a couple of days ago in the morning to talk with morning drive guy Jason Doyle about Ken Ludwig's Moriarty at Carpenter Square Theater.
Oh, man.
He's an old friend, and he lets me phone in and promote the shows. So no sooner did we start talking when his producer interrupted us and said that there was a note here in the control room for me, and he read it on the air. It said, "Remember to tell Rick to say that S&CM LLC, doing business as McRoof.us, legally operates under Oklahoma registration number 80000002, and that the registration applies to both residential and commercial roofing."
Oh, my.
Your attorney was in the control room.
You know, Lee Matthews and I spent some time on the radio.
Did you really?
Yes,
okay.
we did. I think that was was the storm on Tuesday night?
Probably.
So that was probably on Wednesday evening.
Yeah.
And they didn't make me say all that crap.
Well,
so I just,
well, this was just a note to remind me to say it, on Saturday morning. I don't know.
Man.
Gosh. But
well, and
anyway.
they're trusting you. They're trusting you to remember 2 or 3 days later to say that?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
dangerous.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. All right, well, let's get into the word of the week. No, let's do the trivia question, then we'll do the word of the week.
I think so. All right, so the trivia today. Storms rolled through the metro last week. What is one thing you did not hear from the media or the weather coverage? A, exaggerated hail sizes. B, exaggerated damage claims. C, how to protect yourself from storm chasers, or D, that you could have had a roof that would have stood up to that storm, and how?
All right, if you think you know the answer to that one, and it's really kind of this is low-hanging fruit here, 405-608-4377. So what did you not hear in all the weather coverage this past week when the storms rolled through the metro? A, exaggerated hail sizes. B, exaggerated damage claims. C, how to protect yourself from storm chasers. Or D, that you could have had a roof that would have stood up to that storm, and how? 405-608-4377.
Even Benny could get this one right.
Oh, now you've challenged him.
Somebody will get in here before he does.
Oh, okay, 405-608-4377. Scott, our word of the week.
Our word of the week is fortified. Fortified, made stronger or more secure, as in a fortified city, fortified bridges, improved or enhanced through the addition of one or more ingredients, such as having the alcohol content increased by the addition of distilled grape spirits during fermentation. Wow, I don't know what that is. Or B, enriched as with vitamins or minerals so that nutritional value is improved. So we talk about fortified as in hardened to make able to withstand physical hardship, strain, or exposure. What are we talking about being exposed, Rick?
I would think in our context, roofs. Roofs exposed to the elements and the hailstorms.
And the elements in Oklahoma are what we call severe convective storms. Okay.
And as you like to do as often as possible, the word of the week ties into the trivia question.
Absolutely.
So let me reiterate the trivia question. What did you not hear?
Let's just go ahead and answer it for him, Rick.
I want to hear.
Pick me.
What did you not hear in all the weather coverage of the storms that rolled through the metro this past week? A, exaggerated hail sizes. You know, David Letterman was fired from a TV station in Indianapolis early in his career when he was doing the weather, and he said, hail the size of canned hams.
I haven't heard that one recently, anyway.
Okay, so exaggerated hail sizes, exaggerated damage claims, how to protect yourself from storm chasers, or that you could have had a roof that would have withstood all that storm and how it would have done that. 405-608-4377. Now, you moderated a panel of insurance commissioner candidates this past week at the Oklahoma Roofing Contractors Association convention.
I did.
And you thought the media would show up, and they didn't.
Well, I mean, Avery was told the media was going to be there.
Yeah.
And nobody showed.
Well, that's happened to me before, too.
I know that the insurance commissioner race is typically not top of mind for a lot of people, but I know that with the challenges and everything that we face in the insurance space right now, that a lot of people are feeling the pain, and I think that this actually is a critical election for Oklahoma.
I agree.
To be able to enhance that organization and the administration and what needs to be done to actually protect consumers in Oklahoma. And these candidates had a great panel. It was an hour or so long. All four candidates showed up. All four candidates. You could still file. I think you could still file.
Actually, the filing period doesn't even open until April 1st.
So all four candidates, declared candidates were there. And we had a great forum. Got asked some pretty hard questions about the issues, the problems, the things that each of the candidates is going to do, what their agenda is, where their alliances or allegiances are, who they're going to serve, that kind of thing. So it was really good.
Without getting into specifics, were there differences between what these folks said?
Well, I think that there were differences.
I guess what I want to know, did any of them just sort of admit that they were going to roll over and let the insurance industry have their way?
No one admitted that. No one admitted that, and no one admitted that special interests were going to be able to dictate their agenda or their actions. There were some differences in terms of thought about resilience. There were some differences in thought about how carriers should have a report card and something visible that people can evaluate before they actually buy insurance. There were discussions.
Some were for and some were against that report card concept?
Well, it's just different ideas of how to do that.
Okay.
Different ideas of how to do that. There were some thoughts that were unique to individual candidates, which was really interesting. Candidate talking about lead with resilience, candidate talking about that we need to bring new carriers into Oklahoma and that we have a landscape where excess and surplus lines rules here seem apparently to be fairly lax, easy for companies to form an E&S company, where you could have a company come in, for instance, that says, all we're going to do is write IBHS fortified, new construction, and high wind and hail designated roofs. And that's all they write.
That's all they're offering.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that kind of thought, there was some conversation around that. I think the biggest conversation was around the claims environment, what needs to be done. I think candidates refer to it differently, slow walking, that kind of thing. So anyway, that's where we are. A great forum, and had some really good conversation. We did a little straw poll afterwards. All the candidates got a few votes.
Okay.
The top two candidates were 2 votes apart. So they were very, very close. And then the third and fourth candidates a little further behind.
Okay.
So, anyway, great.
Our trivia question still out there. In the weather coverage of this past week when the storms rolled through the metro, what did you not see or hear? A, exaggerated hail sizes. B, exaggerated damage claims. C, how to protect yourself from storm chasers. Or D, that you could have had a roof that would have stood up to that storm, and how? Give us a call, 405-608-4377. This is McRoof Fortifies, Oklahoma. The only live program on Freedom 96.9 on Saturday morning. So give us a call, 405-608-4377. We have 2 free tickets to the Home and Outdoor Living Show coming up at the fairgrounds, March 27 through 29, but you got to call to get them. Give us a call.
Every property owner knows the pain of rising insurance costs, higher premiums, higher deductibles, and more exclusions than ever before. You may have even received a non-renewal notice or a letter stating your roof no longer meets our underwriting requirements and your policy will be canceled in 30 days. You don't know the condition of your roof, you're not a roofer, but neither does the underwriter, and they're making decisions that affect your coverage. RoofRx brings clarity to where uncertainty once lived. We're not roofers looking for work. We're certified inspectors dedicated to truth and transparency. We combine state-of-the-art imaging with generations of roofing expertise to reveal the true condition of your roof and maximize its remaining life. We turn complex data into a clear prescription, what can be maintained, what needs repaired, and what needs replaced. We perform and document that work for you and your insurance carrier, and provide the peace of mind of lifetime workmanship warranties and money-back guarantees. It's not about replacing roofs. It's about helping you understand the true condition of your roof, mitigate your risk, and protect your insurability. RoofRx, the prescription for your ailing roof.
McRoof Fortifies, Oklahoma, live on Freedom 96.9 on this date in 1592. Now, I normally do American history, but this one is so important that it permeates the entire globe. Since the introduction of the Julian calendar on this date in 1592, Ultimate Pi Day was declared at 6:53 a.m. The largest correspondence between calendar dates and significant digits of pi, 3.14159265358. Pi Day, 3.14.
I'm glad that never showed up on a math exam for me.
I was thinking apple pie.
Yeah. Now have a slice of that. And then on this date of March 14th, 1743, the first American town meeting was held in Boston.
Wow.
And
that's pretty cool.
It had the name of the hall, but nobody cares about that.
Yeah. So I want to get back to the Orca Expo.
Yeah, I had another question about that as well.
Well,
go ahead.
You know, as we've had Avery Smith, the executive director, in, and we've talked about the Orca mantra is build better. The other thing is about elevate, and what Avery's trying to do is really elevate the entire industry to a higher standard.
Good for him.
That's what it's about. It's all the foundation is education, and we're working really, really hard on that. The Orca Expo event is an event where we bring in a lot of people. There are 30 or 40 vendors there who are presenting their goods and wares, and folks are coming in from all over the state. We even had a couple of people that came in from out of state who joined us. There's educational sessions. There are different topics that people are interested in that go during the day. Then we had our forum. We had a under 40 mixer that was sponsored by Roof RX. It was phenomenal. We had we ran out of beer and wine and basically had to shut the bar down before the time frame because we had such great attendance at it. That is really designed for the Roof RX team, my team, to be able to get to know all those young guns. The younger people coming up that are interested in really doing things the right way and elevating themselves and the industry. And that's what that was about. And we had a great time.
I'm guessing it was so well attended and had so many people there because no one was really checking IDs to see just if they were really under 40.
Well, there were actually a couple of people who I knew were not under 40, but I had told them it was okay.
Yeah, you knew a guy who could get them in.
I was paying the tab, so I figured they might as well enjoy. So anyway, we had a great time with that. The whole idea of what Roof RX presented at that expo to the contracting world was pretty amazing, and we actually had other vendors just coming up to us, just blown away with our booth and with our call it uniforms, the fact that we looked different than everyone else.
Okay, good.
And that the
describe that. So not just a polo shirt with a logo?
It was a logoed polo, but it was not blue jeans, and it was, we looked different.
Okay.
All right. We looked different. Everyone knew who the Roof RX people in the room were. So
good.
Presented that in the right way, but the real thing that was presented that no one had really comprehended at that point in time. I heard conversations. I walked around. I'm everywhere. I had a lot of things I was doing with and for Avery and around. And I'd overhear conversations. What the heck is this Roof RX thing? Who are these people?
Yeah.
Because I was a McRoof person.
Okay.
Right? I wasn't really there as Roof RX. I was there as McRoof. And so I was, when we were doing the candidate forum, there was the president of our association and one of our board members was sitting there at the table, and I heard the board member say, "Matt, who's this Roof RX?" And he said, "Oh, that's Scott's." So that's how little really understanding of the concepts, but we blew that away. I think we came out with Somewhere between 12 and 15 contractors who want to have discovery about in-network opportunities with RoofRx, which is really why we were there, was to build our in-network group. And so it was phenomenal. It really was.
Well,
It was a fantastic event. So.
All right. Well, I understand we have
We have a trivia winner on the. We have a trivia winner on the phone.
a potential trivia winner. We have
No,
Benny.
that's a trivia winner.
Hey,
right
Benny, this is your lucky day, huh?
I hope so, because I dropped my batting average the last 2 whiffs on Saturday mornings.
All right. So, for the folks who just tuned in, what did they not hear or see in all the weather coverage last week when the storms rolled through the metro? A, exaggerated hail sizes. B, exaggerated damage claims. C, how to protect yourself from storm chasers. Or D, that you could have had a roof that would have stood up to that storm, and how?
As you say, low-hanging fruit. You could have just reached up and picked it, I do believe, unless I just totally blow this, which I've been known to do. D.
Yes, sir.
Hey,
Thank you, Benny.
I told you we had a winner on the phone.
Hey, that orca thing was wonderful. I'm glad I was able to make it in time because I was doing my income taxes that morning and didn't know how long it was going to be. But
Yeah, so Benny came and joined us at the
it
for
was a
the
great
for the
program,
candidate forum.
and having all 4 candidates was wonderful.
Yeah,
Well, good.
Benny had a good time at the RoofRx booth too. He really
Oh,
enjoyed
yeah.
it.
Oh,
think I
that's
stayed
why
there
you
the whole
ran
rest
out.
of the time.
That's why you ran out of beer and wine. I
No,
guess.
no. This was just at the booth.
Oh,
so
I see. Okay.
That was.
Hey, you guys were sharp, and I had a long conversation with Michael, your new drone pro,
Yeah.
and a little bit with Jesse, the other one. So,
Yeah.
and of course some with Scotty, and it was nice, and I appreciate the opportunity to have attended. And
You
That's
bet
pretty
you,
good
man.
lunch, too.
You bet you. But Benny actually has one of those item D roofs.
Right.
All right. Now he doesn't have the full blown fortified roof,
No,
but
I
he has
see.
everything but.
Okay.
Okay.
it was done about a month before we found out about Fortify.
Yep,
Oh, darn.
that's exactly
Yeah,
right.
I
That's
know how that is.
And unfortunately, I would say next time, Benny, but there's not going to be a next time for you and me. So.
I hope the roof outlives me.
Hey, Benny,
Oh, man.
you're going. I guess you're going to get 2 free tickets to a Carpenter Square Theater production because you've already got the 2 books, right?
No, I don't have the. I haven't received the Raving Fans one I selected as yet.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
And
You know, the last time I went to order, I couldn't order. Let me, I'll make a note to check with Carly,
So-
and then if you would like Unreasonable Hospitality, that one is sitting.
that's
that one,
my other selection. The people that I was giving the Carpenter Square tickets to
yeah.
are no longer able to, and
Okay.
with my disabled son, I don't
Oh,
Okay,
go
got you.
for extended things.
sure.
Gotcha.
I understand.
During the evening
Okay.
hours.
I got you. I will. So I've got you for.
But I have nobody to go with.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go with me and Wanda. Anyway.
Well, I'd leave you home.
You're a smart man.
I don't
Benny.
need a chaperone at
Okay,
this stage
cut
of my
him
life.
off. Cut him
That's
off.
it.
He's
That's
done.
it, Benny. That's it. We'll
I
talk
got
to you
man.
later.
I got you, buddy. Thank
gentlemen.
you.
Have a great rest of
Yep,
your weekend.
yep,
And by
yep.
the
So-
way, that storm was the same day as Orca.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that night. Yep,
Yep.
that night. So anyway, thanks, Benny.
Thank you.
So that's so funny. The Schultz girls came to the play with Wanda and I last week.
Yes.
Talk about a hoot. I mean,
Oh.
you talk about a hit. They absolutely
Thank you.
loved it. It
Good.
was phenomenal.
There's one performance tonight, and the final one is tomorrow afternoon at 2:00. There are tickets available, but they're going quickly.
I'll tell you, if you're ever going to go to Carpenter Square, ever wondered what it's about, go to this one. It's phenomenal.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. And Carpenter Square Theater is located at the corner of Reno and Western near downtown Oklahoma City. And this play, Ken Ludwig's Moriarty, is a Sherlock Holmes farce. and comedy. And other than Holmes and Watson, 3 actors play about 30 other characters, and they do it phenomenally. You're listening to McRoof Fortifies Oklahoma. We'll be back after the news.
"2026 marks the 250th anniversary of America and the 100th year of the legendary Route 66. It's a year of history, heritage, and the open road. Join the celebration on Oklahoma's Talk Radio, the new Freedom 96.9. Freedom
Weather. Here's your Oklahoma City AccuWeather forecast. Today will be mostly sunny and very warm with a high of 80. Expect breezy conditions this afternoon. Tonight will be mainly clear and increasingly windy with a low of 59. Tomorrow, winds will gust past 50 miles per hour, bringing cooler temperatures along with intervals of clouds and sunshine. Gusty winds may blow around unsecured objects. Tomorrow will have a high of 66, but temperatures will fall into the upper 40s. Monday will be partly sunny and chilly with a high of 49. With your Oklahoma City AccuWeather forecast, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
The views and opinions expressed in this broadcast are solely those of the speakers and other contributors. These views and opinions do not necessarily represent those of this station. The new Freedom 96.9, Oklahoma's Talk Radio.
McRoof Fortifies Oklahoma back on the air for the second half of this morning's live radio show on Freedom 96.9. Scott McCullum is here with me in studio. I'm Rick Allen Lippert. Retro Radio Randy is off probation this week. So before I get to the trivia, I have to tell you just a little preface. When I was in the 4th grade, my folks moved to Atlanta. And I had a strong Yankee accent, which was not appreciated in Atlanta in 1962. And in one of the classes one day, they rolled in the TV set for educational TV, a history lesson. And the show came on, and this woman's on there, and she says, "Do you know who Eli Whitney was?" and obviously it impressed me. So I chose today one of our trivia for our trivia on this date of March 14th, 1794. Eli Whitney patented the cotton gin, revolutionizing the cotton industry in the southern United States. Then on this date in 1812, Congress authorized war bonds to finance the War of 1812. And then in 1900, the U.S. currency went to the gold standard after Congress passed the Currency Act. Okay, we have the Oklahoma City Home and Outdoor Living Show coming up at Fair Park in 2 weeks, March 27 through 29. We have free tickets to give to anyone who wants to go. If you just call 405-608-4377. 405.
And no, we're not going to give those to Benny too, are we?
Last week he said he already had them.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I think most of McRoof clients already have them.
Okay. All right. So 405-608-4377 if you would like 2 tickets to the Home and Outdoor Living Show coming up in 2 weeks at Fair Park. Okay, so Scott, what's this I read about the RoofRx Truth Document?
Well, what I want to say, and I want people to understand what RoofRx is. RoofRx is, at its very core, RoofRx is a data set. Okay, it is drone images that are annotated and assessed by deeply technically competent roofing experts to tell you what the truth on the roof is. That's what we call it, the truth on the roof. That's the document that RoofRx provides. And it doesn't matter, there are different versions of that. There's a version of that that's very simplified. That's what's online right now. You can go to McRoof.us. There is a banner at the top that McRoof.us, powered by RoofRx, is waiving the fee for the RoofRx Truth Document.
Ooh.
Okay,
what's that worth?
Well, that's a $99 report.
Okay.
Okay, that report, that free offer, is going to go away at the end of this coming week.
Ooh.
All right, that's up there for a limited period of time. It's going to go away. That document, there's another version of the document which we call the full prescription, which is a $299 report. Goes into a lot more detail, actually gives you a scope of work and a methodology and an estimate on what that work would be. And then there is a full claims packet, is another document that we create. And what you were asking me about is this claim packet.
Yeah,
all right?
Okay.
Again, RoofRx is that data set, whether it's the triage or base inspection, whether it's the full prescription, whether it's a full-blown claim packet. That's what RoofRx is selling you. RoofRx is not selling you roof repairs. RoofRx is not selling you a roof replacement. RoofRx is not selling you anything. You are hiring RoofRx to provide you the truth document. Here's
Okay.
the way I say it. Unknown roof condition equals unmitigated roof risk. RoofRx takes unmitigated roof risk and charts a path forward for you to move it into a managed roof asset that mitigates risk for you and for your insurance carrier. So when you have this document and you follow the logical path through to its conclusion, you then end up with a roof where risk has been mitigated, repairs have been done, whatever needs to be done to optimize has been done. You know that, so you have peace of mind. Your carrier knows that, so they can properly price your policy or your renewal. They can properly gauge what your deductible should be and condition your policy. That's all RoofRx is. This is a data set that is intended to be shared through the producer and the carrier and the owner. Now, the owner controls that, all right? The owner controls that. If the owner is the one that is hiring us, we don't share anything without them telling us that we can share it and with whom.
Okay.
That's the only. I've had people said, well, I'm afraid that this truth will cost me money, or I'm afraid that this truth will have the carrier non-renew or cancel me. Well, if it was shared with them and you have not mitigated the risk, that could absolutely be the outcome.
Right.
Turn it the other side. I have carriers say, what if we ask you for truth and we create the document and we share it with the carrier, the producer, and the insured? And the insured files a claim because that's what the truth says actually should happen. Well, truth would not say you should file a claim. The truth would say that you have damage, storm damage, that the truth validates that that's what it is. The roofing expert validates that that's what it is. And the conclusion is that this roof should be replaced. Now, it's not going to say you should file an insurance claim.
Right.
All right. We're going to tell you, all we're telling you is what the condition of your roof is. Where you go from there is up to you. All right. That's what Roof RX is. Roof RX is a tool for you to no longer be guessing. It's a tool for you to no longer be hoping. You will know what the condition of your roof is. You will know what needs to happen on your roof. You'll have a path forward. You'll be able to mitigate risk. You'll be able to share that with your producer and your carrier, and you will ultimately be rewarded for that in terms of how your policy or renewal comes back to you. That's what Roof RX is. Okay.
You used the term base report, and that made me think of when I turned 50, my physician had me go through a whole battery of tests to establish a baseline of where things in my body were at the time.
Right.
Excuse me. And so as I have aged, he referred back to that and said, this is...
So the $99 report, the report that's free right now if you go to the McRoof website, that report is a limited data set, okay? That report is a limited data set. That report, the truth in that report, we basically use red, yellow, green, and black identifiers. That truth may say that the truth dictates that you need to look at this more deeply, which there's more that needs to be done, may bump you up into that more expensive report at that $299 level that gives you an actual scope of work, gives you a methodology, gives you a price indicator, gives you some more information. All right, that could be one of the things that comes out of the truth document. Typically, in the truth document, you're going to get a very simple document that tells you red, yellow, green, or black. Obviously, you can figure out what that is. The green's going to be everything's fine.
Right. And that report could come back green.
Absolutely, it can.
Good.
Absolutely, it can. That report can come back green. It can come back yellow, which I'm going to tell you right now, most reports will come back yellow. That's not because we're trying to sell you anything. That's because there's something wrong with most roofs. Ventilation, there's a flashing issue, there's something that's not the way that it should be. You need to know that so that you can decide what you want to do about it, okay? A few roofs will come back red. Those are roofs that have had significant damage or have major deficiencies in them. Could be a manufacturer's defect that has never been identified for them before. Could be an installation defect that has never been identified for them before, or it could be storm-related. Okay, and then a few roofs are going to come back black, extensive damage, significant damage. You are at immediate risk, and that's kind of what that is. Yeah. So anyway, but that's what the Roof RX report is. The truth on the roof is this is what the true condition of your roof is from deeply credentialed roofing experts, all right, who are not trying to sell you anything. All we're trying to do is tell you the truth. That's what we're selling you, okay? So if you want to know, if you're afraid to know the truth, you've got your head in the sand because the truth is on your side.
Okay.
So anyway.
Hey, if anyone wants 2 free tickets to the Home and Outdoor Living Show at Fair Park coming up in 2 weekends, you can get them simply by calling us right here, right now, 405-608-4377. We're going to take our final break, and you're listening to McRoof Fortifies Oklahoma on Freedom 96.9. When we come back, we'll have a little bit more outrageously historical trivia, outrageously obscure historical trivia.
And then we'll talk about that claims packet.
Oh, the claims packet. Don't forget to come back. Homer Stacy was a wholesome, good American kid from Texas. At the age of 18, he enlisted in the United States Army Horse Cavalry and was stationed at Fort Bliss. Homer was fascinated with aircraft, so he went to flight school and became an Army Air Corps pilot. Homer Stacy flew a Convair B-24 Liberator, the Yankee Doodle Dandy, on November 11, 1943, when his crew, along with 31 other bombers, destroyed a ball-bearing plant in occupied France. On a return trip, a mechanical failure caused the Yankee Doodle Dandy to drop out of formation, leaving it vulnerable, and shortly thereafter, 7 German Me-109s shot down the plane near Andano, Italy. 4 crew members were killed on board, the others parachuted. 1 was captured and taken prisoner. Homer was among the remaining 5 who made it to Switzerland and returned to duty. Homer Stacy survived World War II, the Korean War, and retired after 23 years of service with many awards and commendations, including the Distinguished Flying Cross, the Purple Heart, and multiple air medals. Homer Stacy McCollum, Scott McCollum's dad. Scott McCollum is McRoof. McRoof.us is owned and operated by the McCollum family, an honorable, trustworthy red, white, and blue family. If you want to fortify your property, call McRoof.us at 405-877-4663. Ask for your complimentary roof inspection performed by a credentialed Hague residential inspector. McRoof.us, saving lives and protecting property by fortifying Oklahoma, one roof at a time. McRoof Fortifies Oklahoma on Freedom 96.9. We're back for our last segment of this morning's live show. If you'd like 2 free tickets to the Home and Outdoor Living Show at Fair Park in 2 weeks, give us a call, 405-608-4377. On this date of March 14th, 1918, the first concrete ship to cross the Atlantic is launched in San Francisco.
Okay. I have 2 questions. Why did they think concrete would float? Clearly it did, but why did they think that? And secondly, why would you cross the Atlantic from San Francisco?
Good questions.
Thank you.
I
am off probation, and I like to maximize my time.
I did a little research. I went to the Wikipedia.
Now, don't stump the host. You'll be back on probation.
That's true.
And apparently concrete ships were a thing for a while. I don't know if they're still. I didn't read that much about it, but they had been used before. But this was the first one to launch from San Francisco, and it only lasted about 3 years before they chopped it up and made fish habitat out of it. But crossing the Atlantic is a good question. I don't know.
From San Francisco. Isn't it true that Oklahoma State, either Oklahoma State or OU, have an engineering competition every year where they float unfloatology things?
Oh, I think that's probably OSU.
Yeah.
Because I know a guy.
I think they've done concrete.
Who majored in concreteology at OSU.
Yeah.
Could be. So it is a thing. It has reinforced steel and yada yada. Okay, continuing on this date, 1950, the FBI started their public list of the 10 most wanted fugitives.
Oh man,
I thought that would have come from the 1930s or something, but it
glad
wasn't
they finally took
1950.
my picture off of there.
Yeah, and then on this date in 1995, it was the first time that there were 13 people from planet Earth up in space.
13.
Wow.
Wow.
I guess that's a record. Or it was in 95.
Gotcha.
Okay, so we were talking about the Roof RX claims packet.
Yeah, I hadn't really gotten to the claims packet yet. I had a guy called me. He said, I've got a claim that I'm not sure about. I don't think it's, handled the way that it should have been handled. Do you have anybody that could help me? And I said, well, my first answer could be, hey, I could help you as a licensed public adjuster. The second thing I could have said is, I can help you. McRoof.us can certainly help you. We walk through these things every day with folks here in Oklahoma. But my answer to him was, yeah, I do. It's called Roof RX. And I said, I think that the easiest way to do this and approach this, and what Roof RX is trying to do in the insurance claims space is take the roofer out of it completely. The idea that you have a roofer and an adjuster or a carrier throwing rocks at each other and wrestling around in the mud is a real problem. It is delaying. It is ending up with all kinds of things that should never be happening, where someone's not getting what they should be getting out of the process, and carriers don't trust roofers. Roofers don't trust carriers, rightfully so. And so we're trying to just take that completely out of the context, okay? Set the roofer aside, insert Roof RX. Roof RX is a data company, again, that creates the data set, annotates the data set, assesses the data set, and publishes the truth on the roof of exactly what is going on that roof. We did that for this gentleman, and he had gotten a claim summary that said that the damages were less than his deductible. In 7 days, the carrier came back to him and to me and said, based on our review of the trust document entitled The Truth on the Roof, presented to us by Roof RX, we have concluded that we need to revise our position. Okay? So revise the position to include the complete roof, all of the metals, everything involved in the claim as I had presented that, or Roof RX had presented that. So what people need to understand is this was a claim where the carrier had an independent third-party adjuster. They had an independent third-party re-inspector, and they had a licensed engineering report in their file that supported their original position.
Huh.
In 7 days, without any requirement for a reinspection of any type, they accepted that trust document published by Roof RX and revised the claim. And we're talking about this claim was revised upwards of an additional $400,000.
Oh, my goodness.
In 7 days with no request for a reinspection. 2 days later, I got a letter from the engineering firm that states, based on our review of the Roof RX trust document, we concur that this roof requires total replacement.
Very good.
Didn't take any blame.
Well,
didn't say
not.
they had made any mistakes.
Right.
Didn't acknowledge any of their sealed with the engineer's seal and signed with the engineer's signature. So
How
if
about
you
that?
want to talk about, I tell people what's missing in the ecosystem is trust. All right. And the way I speak is trust is our currency. Truth earns trust. All All right, that's what RoofRx is.
Well, I think that speaks volume to the credibility that RoofRx has established in a relatively short period of time.
That is exactly right, Rick. It speaks volumes to how far we have come and how quickly we have come there.
I mean, if an insurance company goes from, oh, you don't have enough to even meet your deductible to over $400,000.
We have insurance companies that have made the statement that if that report has Scott McCollum's name on it or is a RoofRx document, that's good enough for us.
Wow.
We have companies in the high net worth space who have made that statement to their producers.
Wow.
So yeah,
Congratulations.
We're changing the game. We're changing the game.
Wow.
Yeah.
So RoofRx will have a booth at the Home and Outdoor Living Show?
No, sir. No, sir. What are you talking about? This is McRoof, powered by RoofRx.
Yeah. Okay.
This will be what people will see in the future. McRoof, powered by RoofRx. So it will be the McRoof family, everyone you've always known, and it will also be the RoofRx family and everything that RoofRx is. If you want to talk to McRoof about a roof, they'll be right there. If you want to talk to RoofRx about a data set, about a maintenance protocol, about what you need to do or where you could go with this, RoofRx will be there as well. This is McRoof.us, powered by RoofRx. This is the future. This is what we're hoping. You know what I want to see? I want to walk into that hall in a couple of years, and I want to see 3 or 4 roofers in there powered by RoofRx.
Wouldn't that be nice?
That's my vision, Rick. That's my vision.
Wow! So I guess you'll have a double wide booth at the.
We have a big booth. Yeah, we do have a big booth. But when you see what Jason created for our Orca Expo, the wall and the verticals and everything, you'll be blown away. It is, any trade show you've ever been to, the most professional looking booth in the hall. That's what you'll see when you see us.
Fantastic.
I mean, it is unbelievable. It is.
Let me jump in here and say that S&CM LLC, doing business as McRoof.us, legally operates under Oklahoma registration number 8000002, and that the registration applies to both residential and commercial roofing.
So we need people to jump on the line. Jump on the website, McRoof.us. And grab those free inspections before they disappear.
Well, we have run out of time. We don't have time for the after the storm tip.
Okay.
But generally, get your roof inspected.
Yeah, get your roof inspected. Before or after the storm, you need to get your roof inspected and know that base condition of your roof so you can do that. So anyway.
And even though we didn't have the full report, the roof after the storm is brought to you by RoofRx. That phone number is 405-877, the number 4, and then the word roof. 4-ROOF, 877-4-ROOF. The website is roof-rx.com.
So crazy week coming up weather-wise. My guys will be doing a roof Monday morning, freezing their butt off, and they'll be doing a roof on Friday afternoon looking for their swimming suit.
It's going to be roller coaster for the next several days.
Crazy. Yeah, that's Oklahoma, right?
Yeah, and apparently young Scotty McCullum was just too busy up on that roof. And
that's all right. As long as he's being safe, that's all I care about.
Exactly. So, once again, it's too late now to call, but next week, you can still call in next week. We'll be back and giving away tickets to the Home and Outdoor Living Show. This is McRoof Fortifies, Oklahoma. So, time for our dad's wisdom.
All right. One of my favorites. Say what you mean and do what you say. People don't have to agree with you, but they need to know where you stand. And I want to find people that live by that, because I had a bunch of people this week that didn't do what they said and wasted my time.
Oh, I hate that when that happens.
I do too.
Well, this has been episode number 50 of McRoof Fortifies, Oklahoma on Freedom 96.9. Retro Radio, Randy, how did it feel to be off probation?
It felt like $1 million.
Well, Don't mess up this week.
I'm glad it felt like $1 million because you're sure not getting $1 million.
Yeah, that's truth on the roof right there.
hey, my liquid media guy calls it truth, TROOF, truth. Give me the truth.
KQOB Enid, Oklahoma City, 2026, a celebration of freedom and the open road. Oklahoma's talk radio, the new Freedom 96.9.